All right, you got a lot of fucking explaining to do. This is the Irrelevant Illiterate Podcast, Episode 5.
Do you want
0.5.
Do you want me to explain it?
Well, this should have been done yesterday, but it wasn't. Why?
Well, you see...
Tell them where we were going.
We went to the CC Outlaw's house to...
The Outlaw Compound.
The Outlaw Compound, that's right. To write some music and finish up a couple songs. And we were like, or I rather was like, hey, while we're there, let's record a pod in the compound, you know, as you do. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, I packed up my my little goat bag with my podcast stuff. And I made sure all the cables were in there. Headphones were in there. Mm-hmm. As you do. And then I had the thought, I was like, oh, wait, me and Dennis are going to be using handheld mics. So I took the mics that were in there out. And when I did that, I also took out the only thing that you need to record a podcast, which is this thing.
A sense of whimsy?
A podcast recorder. I took it out and I forgot to put it back in the bag. So, unbeknownst to me, when we went to sit and record this, the box was not there. Had all my shit. I had my silly little phone stand, my little the Game Boy, as we call it, to record the video.
Game Boy Color.
But I did not have the recorder.
So, the first of your crimes was making me put on clothes after I got home to go out and do things, and then not actually letting me do the things that I planned to do.
Yeah, that's on me. I apologize for that.
The worst offense of all is you made me look foolish in front of the outlaw. I mean, my whole purpose to go to the Outlaw Compound is to get accepted and become one of his gang.
To become an outlaw.
No. There's only one outlaw.
Okay.
But I wanted to be an associate of the outlaw. And you just fucking greatly hindered me in my quest.
I apologize because I really set you back.
Yeah. I could have at least been a ne'er-do-well by now. But now I'm just some fucking putz. And... Could you see the appointment in his outlaw eyes? He was just...
I thought what really clicked for me was I saw not just apathy in his eyes, his dead, emotionless eyes, but I think it clicked in his head that meant we would be leaving sooner than we would have been.
That's probably why he was excited.
And he was like, oh, okay. So he tried his best to hide his excitement.
Do you... understand that, like, I've known that guy for a while now. I've been playing music with him for a couple of years now. I've never seen emotion in his face. The first time I've ever seen emotion come out of him was yesterday, and that emotion was disappointment.
Ellie,
it cut, dude.
Come here. If you're gonna make noise, come be on camera and be cute. Come here.
Here's another episode of me babbling while Tom yells at his dog. You fucking zero. What? Also. So you got a huge beef with fat people, we discovered the other day.
I forgot.
What's that all about?
I forgot.
Why do you hate us fatties?
I couldn't say that I do. I think that's fake news.
I was talking to you about this beautiful plus-size pornographic actress named fucking Pinky and Miss Victoria Cakes. And you were just like, ew, chubbo wubbo, grossy wossy. And then you smack my tits and push me down. And
this is wrong, by the way.
No, dude, this totally happened.
This did not happen.
You took Miss Cake's name in vain.
I would never.
And then you just smacked my fanny, called me names, and pushed me down.
That's Mrs. Cakes to you.
I'll never get to meet her either. I'll never get to impress the outlaw. I'll never get to meet Mrs. Cakes because of your hatred and forgetfulness.
This is the opposite of true.
You hate... Well, Tom hates fatties, dude. I don't know, man. That's why he's got to fucking be all in with his fucking little triathlons. You know? Because he doesn't want to fucking get lowered into the depths of fatness. You fucking...
No, I only present as healthy.
You got to open up your heart and let the sunshine in, dude.
On the inside, I'm a chubbo.
Shut the fuck up. You don't know the struggle.
No, I don't, because I struggle to maintain like somewhat of an okay image of myself, and that's hard. But inside, I'm a fatty. I'm a fatty Bombaddy.
Oh yeah, you're a fatty.
Inside, in my heart.
I saw you yesterday eating a bag of dried Tostito chips.
It's true. While driving.
No dipping sauce whatsoever, and you call yourself a fatty?
Driving is the operative word.
You were eating one at a time.
Uh-huh.
Fat people don't eat any kind of chip one at a time.
Safely.
We fistful that shit and get as much in our mouth so we can do the maximum chew.
Now, I don't start chewing them until I have a good number of them in my mouth. But while driving, you gotta pick your battles. That's just not
efficient, dude.
You're
probably the kind of dude that gets like a fun-size Snickers and bites it in half.
Ew. Snickers?
I see you do that shit, man.
No way.
Get that little tiny thing, don't just pop in your mouth like a normal human being would. You should be like,
If I'm choosing a candy bar, I'm getting either Reese's Sticks or maybe a Nerd's Rope.
I don't care.
Oh, God. Suddenly you're better than my candy. Fuck you too.
You're gonna fucking just talk bad about my way of life.
I didn't. This is lies.
And the most beautiful women in acting there ever was. Shout out to Miss Cakes. You said she had the ashiest butt cheeks you've ever seen in the world. And it looked like she'd been sitting on a chalkboard. And I was like, Tom, no, that's not cool. And you're like, I don't care. You and your tribe of fucking jelly-titted freaks can get the fuck out, dude.
I stand by what I said.
Then
I would never besmirch Victoria Cakes.
Then you called me a buffet molester. and then you pushed me and my mom down on the floor.
I've never
and said, "That's what you get, tubbos."
I've never even seen your mom.
Oh, great! So now that's another woman that's just not seen by the patriarchy.
Well,
you disgust me, dude. Fucking, you're just gross, dude. You don't know about fatness, dude. You just don't know. So, what's up with your boy, dude?
This one?
No, your boy, man.
Which one?
Mr. West, Kanye.
Oh, he's going through some things.
This is going to be completely...
This will be dated by the time this comes out, but It's still funny.
All my references are like 20 years old anyway. Who gives a fuck?
We were talking about starter jackets 20 minutes ago.
That's true. Shout out to the Charlotte Hornets teal. But back to Mr. West. Mr. Yeezy. That's him, right? Or is that...
Yay.
Yay. Whatever. Fucking who cares? I think what he did was great. Everything he said was fantastic. And I absolutely love it when people of his level of stardom have these kinds of episodes, outbursts, and shit like that. They make me so fucking happy. Just because I like to see the looks on the faces of their fans while they think in their heads, all right, how can I justify this so I can still listen to this music?
They're having a complete
so fucking good.
They have a complete fucking meltdown, and their truest of true fans will do the craziest gymnastics to justify still liking them. It's
all the
funny.
People that told me, like, I know you don't like rap music, but he's just such a genius. He's the greatest producer of our time. I'm like, oh yeah? This is after he goes to Death Con? Like, if he's such a genius, how did he not know it was Def Con? I mean, Jesus. Yeezus, if you would.
If you would.
If you would. But, dude, just the shit he was saying, like... and like he just kept doubling down. And I think the one that made me laugh hardest was when he said George Floyd died of fentanyl.
Fentanyl, God.
And I'm just like,
there's a video.
I'm like, here's one. Let's see his fans back this shit up.
He died on camera.
Yeah, I'm like, this is so fucking good.
I'm by no means laughing at that. Like, I'm laughing at Ye.
You don't understand how elated I was when Morrissey just started saying a bunch of racist and fucked up shit.
Yes, he did.
And then watching all these people that are, like, I hate to use the term, but, they're a little snowflakey. Just justifying, like, keeping, like, the records in their collection and shit. I'm like, this is fucking great.
People I know went and saw him recently.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's missing here?
I know people with Morrissey tattoos And I'm just like, that's a great tattoo you got there. You're fucking great, right? I can't believe you're fucking shocked that some English soccer hooli would have said some racist things. Like, oh my God, it's so shocking. Is it?
Well, what's that cause called that he believes in? One Britain or something?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And that's why I'm like, people are like shocked about this shit Kanye's saying. I'm like, have you not been following this guy for the last decade? He says and does the most off the wall shit ever that I'm kind of just like, oh, I can't wait to see what he fucking does next.
Ever since his mom died, he's been whoosh, off the rails, dude.
I think he's the kind of off the rails that you're kind of like, it's always been that way.
Oh yeah, he was definitely headed for a meltdown, but like there was no coming back after she died.
Like, people still fuck with R. Kelly.
They actually do.
You know, when he was going pee-pee on little girls.
That was...
People still fuck with Michael Jackson after they found out he was a diaper sniper. And people are still going to... Everybody's like, oh... Like, all these companies are like cutting ties with Kanye. And it's like, it doesn't matter, dude.
Oh, it's funny. It's
his next record's still going to make millions and millions and millions.
It's real good timing when Adidas cut their ties with him. They cut his contract that day. You know how much their stock dropped the day before? 17%.
You know what Adidas stands for? All day I dream anti-Semitism.
Ironic that they would drop him then.
Yeah, seriously. I've done that for a while. That's why all those Russian dudes wear those tracksuits.
Oh, the Slavs.
Yeah, dude.
You all right?
All right. I have a little fucking wire mishap. It's probably those Jews that Kanye was talking about. Soros and his crew. Dude, seriously. Focus. We're having a podcast here. And you're worried about this guy.
He's just standing there. Don't you want him to sit?
No. He's fucking loving life. He's paying attention to the pod more than you are.
Well, he's paying attention to us.
He's paying attention to me. Because I'm carrying the show here, dude.
Okay.
Dude.
Is your back hurt?
To look at it. Of course it does. It's hurt ever since I hit puberty and got really fucking fat. Are you kidding me?
From carrying this show.
Let's see you fucking carry 399 pounds every single day and be cool with life. Oh shit. Now his face is in my crotch. That should make me feel better, buddy. You're a good guy.
See? He knows.
He is, dude. So yeah, everybody's like, oh, Kanye's done. He's not done. The only reason R. Kelly is done is because he's in prison. If he was still out, he'd be fine.
I mean, let's be very honest. His music is still going to be played at family reunions.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and even so, he's still going to make money off his songs.
Yeah, they're online somewhere. They gotta be.
Unless he is like, what? Wasn't he like functionally illiterate?
Probably.
And was like getting money stolen by his fucking managers anyway.
Ooh.
Which is another thing I love to see. If you get famous, don't fucking hire your boys to fucking run your shit, because they were as broke as you were. Yeah, they're going to steal your fucking money.
Dane Cook.
Yeah, seriously.
Same thing.
Well, he should have his money stolen so we can keep him off a fucking stage.
He hired his brother.
Now who's going to yell and get sweaty?
God, I don't know.
Me when I try to put shoes on. Oh, fucking Christ, dude. So, I brought up my dream journal. Was it last episode?
Yeah, I think so.
Scorch Porch?
That's right.
It's going to take off, I'm telling you. But I had other shit in it. None of it's funny. But this is what this past week. Oh, Jesus Christ, excuse me.
Enough with the seltzer burps. Christ almighty.
Dude, hey, man. This is what I got. You ready for this?
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. First
off, this is one I already told you about, so it's kind of... But I got to share with everybody else. It has no context around it. It just says DONTRELL CHEESECAKE. Which I'm assuming is a name I plan to take over at some point in time.
I don't understand it.
Me neither. And, like, I don't remember why I wrote it. It was like, get up in the middle of the night to piss. You're pissing and you're just like, so you write down what's making you laugh, and then you go back to sleep and forget everything. Then you wake up and look at what you wrote. Next to it is Lime Scooter DUI. Which I think is because I was having a conversation with my very good friend, Matthew, and we were discussing, you know, the fact that there's actually people out there in the world that collect boat DUIs.
Collect?
Yeah, like there's dudes out there with like numerous. Like I have a cousin. He's a fucking junkie, but he also loves his booze. He's been given seven boat DUIs to the point that he is currently incarcerated because of them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, boat DUIs. So I just wrote down a line scooter DUI. It's not funny, but I wrote it down.
It is awfully silly.
And the other thing I wrote down, which is also doesn't make any sense, but zookeepers probably have deep pussies.
Oh my God. Why?
I don't know. I just wanted to share my fucking dream journal with you. You know, because instead of paying $180 a session to my psychiatrist, I was like, fuck it. I'll share it with fucking Deadballs and see what he thinks about DONTRELL cheesecake and fucking zookeepers having deep pussies.
I want to learn about DONTRELL cheesecake.
I hope the thought comes back to me at some point so I can just like get his backstory, his origin.
Yeah, we gotta unpack
Is he me?
that.
Am I him? Are we not related at all? Like, I think if I ever were to do like pornography, that would probably be the name I'd go for.
That's a good ass name.
DONTRELL cheesecake. People are like, why'd you pick that? I was like, well, my middle name's DONTRELL and I grew up on Cheesecake Street, so that's why I came up with that shit. Which is a perfect segue into a new bit, dude. We discussed this.
I can't wait.
There is a fabulous website that I'm sure tons of people have heard of. It's called imdb.com. It is the Internet Movie Database. You can find out information on any movie that was ever made. You know, a lot of people have heard of it. It's a great resource.
You can find stuff as minuscule as like who was a grip on a movie.
Yeah.
And shit like that. It's
or
good.
You can even find the movies that John Martello posts as his favorite horror movies. And hey, more than two people have heard of this, buddy. But there is I call it a mirror site, but I think it's the superior of the two. It is the IAFD.com, which stands for the Internet Adult Film Database. And what a wormhole it is. So I got this bright idea because I'm a sensation that I would look up a random person on this site and I would bring them to you and I would make you guess their backstory.
That's the picture you sent me the other day.
The bit is called How Do They Party? So this is the picture.
I've got it right here.
You got it right there. Okay. Mm-hmm. Going by just the way he looks, what do you think his name is?
It's got to be a John.
Kind
If it's not his acting name, it's definitely his given name.
Kind of. His name is Michael Morrison.
Okay.
Okay, but this is his list of
John Michael.
This is Michael Morrison's also known as, because not only does it have your listing as an actor or actress, it also has all the other names you've gone by in pornography, which is surprising a lot for these people.
Aliases?
These people. So, Michael Morrison also goes by Dean Christel. Michael Morrison with 2 R's and 2 S's. Michael Morrison with 1 R and 1 S. Michael Morris. Milt England. Mikhail Morrison. Milton Ingley. Jerry Hunt.
Enough.
Mike Morrison. Milton Ingle. Frankie. Michael Mensch. Milton Bradshaw. Johnny Morris. Milton Ingley, Milt Ingersoll, Uncle Milty, Milton Camp, and the Incredible Bulk.
Enough with the names.
So I ask you about Michael Morrison. How does he party?
He looks like a classic hard drinking beer guy.
This is
just by visual.
What I mean by how does he party? Does he do heterosexual, homosexual, or both pornography?
He's absolutely does both.
Before, I give you the answer. Here's a couple. I'd grab this from his, his whole list, his credits.
His credits.
6 to 9 Black Style, 1986 Limelight video. Ah Carumba.
Not I.
A-H, Ah Carumba. All About Annette. All the King's Ladies. Anal Intruder 5. Annals of History. The Awakening of Emily. And let's go to the bottom of his list here. Wicked Sensations 1. Willy Wankers in the Fun Factory.
Ooh.
Working Girls. Working Overtime. X-Rated Bloopers 2.
That could be an alternate name for the
and
pod.
Triple X Bra Busters in the 1980s. So I ask you again, how does Michael Morrison party?
He's got to do both.
You are 100% wrong. He is a heterosexual man.
Oh, man.
As American as it gets.
Well.
But he dabbles in directing. So he is a man of many hats. Now that we've determined how he parties, which is strictly puss and a little bit of hiney adventures, is he alive?
No way.
Or is he dead?
He's got to be dead.
Okay. He is dead.
Okay.
He died December 22nd, 2006. How did he die?
Car accident.
Oh.
Boat accident?
A guy named Uncle Milty. How do you think a guy named Uncle Milty died?
Heart attack?
The Incredible Bulk, dude.
Heart attack.
Michael Morrison, a.k.a. Milton Ingley.
Go through the whole list again.
His favorite friend and co-star, Sharon Mitchell, in an interview to the AVN, says, "Some say Milton grew tired of life. Diabetes had left him blind. He ate too much, lived too hard, and fucked a lot. Loved a lot, but laughed even more. For a man like that to be inactive is like a death sentence." So Milty just lived how we all want to live. Diabetic, blind, and fucking.
Man. What a blessing and a curse, baby.
But yeah, sadly, we lost Michael Morrison. Not to be confused with Michael Morrissey, though maybe he hated people too. We don't know. But yeah, so if you guys ever want to have a treat, go to iafd.com and go to the In Memoriam section. Oh, how you'll laugh. Oh, how you'll cry. But oh, how you'll grow.
You'll pull on your heartstrings.
Dude, it fucking... I was actually looking up girls that I JO'd to when I first started watching pornography, which is my dad's porn tapes. Which is always like 70s porn and shit, and like 95% of them were dead. And I didn't know whether to be creeped out by that or get harder. Because would you rather them, like die at that age where they were still fuckable? Or do you want to live them to look like, some leather-skinned wallet
retiree,
some fucking leather wallet with fake tits? It's like, it's just sad but hilarious.
Their fate is sealed.
Yeah. So I will bring another actor or actress next week, but this week
next week's rendition of How Do They Party?
How do they party? We'll get to the bottom, dude. I'll go through the whole I'll go through every listing on that site.
One of these days, I'm gonna nail it too.
You kind of we nailed that he did only straight porn.
No, I guessed both. Remember?
Oh yeah, you do suck, dude. Damn, there's nothing you're good at.
Yo, speaking of being fat, how come no matter how stale marshmallows get, they're still awesome?
Marshmallows are the fucking worst.
Are you out of your mind?
Marshmallows marshmallows is an ingredient, all right. But whatever they're an ingredient of does all the heavy lifting.
I'm talking about by themselves as a little morsel.
What? You're wasting time.
Time? I got all the time. I'm snacking.
Then get a snack that has flavor.
Marshmallow.
Ugh.
So it's sweet.
Marshmallow stinks.
You stinks.
If you fucking put it with other shit, it's fine. Like, you put it on hot chocolate, it tastes like hot chocolate. You put it on a s'mores, it tastes like a chocolate bar and some graham crackers. It's fucking nothing, dude.
Whatever, man. You don't know what you're talking about.
Marshmallows can go fuck themselves.
I'll go fuck them myself.
Fucking good one, dude.
Yeah, totally.
Holy shit. Out of the park with that one.
Have you ever have you ever eaten a raw s'more?
Yeah, you're just eating a graham cracker, a piece of Hershey's, and a fucking marshmallow.
Yeah, it's great. I love a raw s'more.
You are a bland motherfucker, dude. God damn. With your dry Tostitos, eating just fucking Stay Puffs. Oh, God. Have you ever heard of, like... Oh, I don't know what to do with you, man. I can't.
You okay?
Like, you just probably sit around and just eat bread.
I
just fucking pull slices out of the bag and just go to town.
When I was little, I would have a slice or two. but I wouldn't eat it out of the bag.
Christ. You probably even eat the end pieces that come with a loaf of bread.
Nah.
Yeah, you do, dude. You probably made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich strictly with the 2 end caps.
Ew. That sounds awful.
Yeah, I know, right? Why? Because I added peanut butter and jelly to it.
When I
just put the 2 ends together.
When I buy a loaf of bread, I throw them away. The ends.
I don't fucking believe you. I believe you put them on a stick, roast them over a fucking campfire, and fucking just party that way. Aren't we having fun, guys? Ugh. Christ, what a shit snack the marshmallow is.
Not all the time. Every once in a while.
If it's added to something else, it's fine. It's fine.
All right.
If it wasn't for the s'more, that thing would just be the most missable thing in the entire world.
Whatever you say. I love them.
You probably like coconut too.
I like eating an actual coconut. It's good.
No one does that.
I don't like coconut flavored things that much.
So you just fucking pull out a big ass hairy coconut and just start chowing down?
You whack it with a hammer a few times, get some chunks of it. It's good.
Who the fuck wants to eat with tools?
Everybody. You ever heard of a knife and fork?
I'm hungry. Anybody seen my Allen wrench? You fucking zero. Oh.
You ever heard of a knife and fork?
Dude, yeah, I'm not using it to eat fruit though.
Yes, you do.
Why?
To put it on the end of a fork. What? You don't eat everything with your hands.
Most fruits you do. Except for the shitty ones like coconuts and kiwis. And pineapples.
All right.
They all can fucking go fuck themselves. They're shit. They're shit.
I'm losing them, guys.
They're fucking shit, dude. That's why they covered them in spikes and hair. Because they're like, yo, we don't want the people fucking eating these things. These are trash things that I've made. Me, Mr. Jesus God. I made these things shitty, so I covered them in the most undigestible thing in the world. Hair and spikes. So these people wouldn't eat them. And you dumb fucks did it anyway.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we have delicious things like peaches and apples. And you're like, oh, I got to get a fork to eat my peach.
Pineapples are awesome.
Fuck off. They're not. They're dog shit.
No, you're dog shit.
Fucking, well.
Another good one, right?
Nailed. Jesus Christ.
I got your ass.
That was a fucking
a
hole
heater.
in one there, Lee Trevino. Fuck. You stink. So, your friend wanted you to go to a show tonight, and you fucking bailed on him. Why are you an asshole?
He didn't want me to. I wanted to go see them.
You want to go see him?
Yeah.
Because he has those big-ass, beautiful arm muscles.
Mm-hmm.
What a fucking dream. We're going to bring him on the pod, and I'm just going to be sitting there staring at his piece the entire time. How you feel about that?
I'm going to be doing the same thing.
Speaking of guests, we were supposed to have our first last week. Was it last week? It was last week. Garrett.
That's right.
The Jansen. And that son of a bitch stood us up.
He sure did. He went on, get this, he went on a hike.
I was going to tell him to take a hike anyway.
Now he can really take a fucking
Now him and his post 9/11 bowl cut are officially no longer known as Garrett Jansen. He's now Gary Jansen.
You hear
he
that?
got demoted to fucking Gary status, dude.
You fucking hear that, Gary?
I fucking love that kid with his fucking goofy love of techno, his big ass beak, and his bowl cut. And I'm like, this kid's a little cherub, and I love him. And then he stood us the fuck up to go hang out with his family that he doesn't see often. Boo. Ugh.
Boo.
He's a nut. He's probably a pineapple eater. Yo, there was this kid growing up. He was Italian, so you know it's gross. But he's straight up used to walk around eating onions and tomatoes. Like you and I would walk around. Well, I would walk around eating an apple. Ugh. Just like a full fucking onion. Well, he did take the fucking skin off the onion and shit like that. But a full on just white ass onion, just
a white onion? God forbid.
And like tomatoes. Like tomatoes, I'm kind of like, that would be, would be all right, I guess.
If it's a really, really good one, maybe.
And the thing is weirder. I dated a girl, like, this is years after, so there was no relation, but she did something almost as weird. She would walk around eating red and green peppers like that. And, like, as much as, like, her tits were great, it was just so, her breath was just, afterwards, just like, God damn, dude. You smell like the fucking shaker of those old ass like pellets that they have at pizza places. It's like, God damn it! Just like mix it with cut it with something.
When I worked on a salad bar and I had to cut various vegetables and shit for said salad bar, and I would cut the peppers. Sometimes I'd have a couple off to the side for myself to snack on, but I wouldn't eat one like an apple.
Yeah, you're just like taking little slices.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like I've done it when I've been dicing peppers and shit.
Yeah, dip a slice in a nice balsamic. It's great.
White people. But, yeah, just to walk around just like...
Nah.
Like you're a fucking freak show is what you are.
There's a reason that's called eating it like an apple. It's because you eat apples like that.
Well, you don't. Apparently you eat it with a knife and fork.
No,
it's like watching my mom eat pizza.
Oh man, I know exactly what you're talking about. My grandmother did the same thing.
She does the same with donuts too. I just want to smother her with a pillow. Oof. Watching her eat fried chicken is the most disheartening thing I've ever seen in my life. The only way you should eat fried chicken is like they do in the cartoons, where you just shove the whole piece in your mouth and just pull the bone out. And she's going at a fucking drumstick with a knife and fork.
No.
It's like, what are you...
That's reprehensible.
Like, what are you doing, you cop? Right?
It's reprehensible,
dude,
Elliot.
It's fucking terrible, dude. Oh, fuck. So, how was that Ari Shaffir show, bud?
It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Nate Marshall was the host. He was great. And the feature's name was Jeff
Foxworthy.
Can you? You might. No, they could never afford. They could never afford to pay him to feature.
So it was Jeff Dunham.
It was Jeff Asmus, I think is how you say it. And I couldn't hear like when Nate announced him. They rile the crowd up when they bring somebody on.
Right.
Oh, but before that. The reason is because before he brought him on, Brian Six jumped on for like 10 minutes.
Nice.
And everybody was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And he killed. He was hilarious. And then when Brian got off stage and he brought up that Jeff guy, the crowd was going crazy because everybody was expecting the headliner to come out. And Nate Marshall was like, "I know y'all expected the headliner to come out." And I was like, "Oof, don't do that to the poor guy." And he brought out the feature act, Jeff Asmus. He did 20. He had to kind of win the crowd over, and he knew that, but he did really well. And then Ari was fucking fantastic.
I'm sure he was very edgy and cutting.
He was.
Yeah.
He was quite.
How's his new stuff?
It's great.
Yeah.
I just saw him last summer, and he didn't tell any of the same jokes that he told the other weekend, whenever it was. And his special that's about to come out, I'm really curious to see. When the day this comes out, that special will be out.
What's it coming out on, though?
YouTube.
Okay, good.
Ari Shaffir Jew comes out on Wednesday, November 2nd on YouTube.
Because he was saying when even as soon as he was done filming Jew, he already had a whole new hour ready to go.
Makes sense.
After.
And it was funny.
Yeah.
He was right.
So, while you're doing that in Philadelphia, one of the reasons I didn't really want to go too crazy and go with you is because the night before I went and saw Dead Guy at Kung Fu Necktie.
You went to that show too?
I did. It was fantastic. Too. Who else went that you know?
Ren.
Yeah, I went with him.
Okay.
Me and Matt went up to Darby and met up with him, and he said you were a huge pussy. You couldn't do a full Ironman run. That's why you do those little tiny ones.
Yeah, sure.
And you're just a fucking bitch.
I'm also at peace with myself, and I'm okay with not doing Ironmans. Unlike some people.
You said you will never be an Ironman.
That's fine.
You said you're merely aluminum.
I was about to say that. Metal. I would take brass even.
Metal humor. Anywho, it was really nice to be at a show where I wasn't the oldest person there.
You probably fit right in, huh?
Yeah. And I had a fucking great time. And I got pretty intoxicated, but yeah. Huh. I was there's a girl sitting at the bar. Very good looking girl. And normally I don't say shit because I'm a little bitch. But I was drinking. So I was like, hey, what are you drinking? You know, I could buy you a drink? And she's like, I already have one. I was like, whatever. You're fucking corny anyway. I don't know where it came from.
Oh, you said that to her?
Yeah.
That's great.
And I don't know why.
I know why.
Like, I don't, yeah, but it's just like, she wasn't
rude.
Like, disrespectful. She's like, no, I already have a drink.
Oh, okay.
Like, there was no venom in her way she delivered. She's kind of, oh, no, thank you. I already have one.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh, whatever. You're fucking corny anyway.
The inflection you told her, I thought she was like, no, I already have a drink.
No, that's probably just me projecting.
I see.
I guess I'm like letting my incel out. But yeah, I was just like, what the like I just I was like, where the fuck did that come from? It's like I'm in a good mood.
You caught yourself in the moment?
Yeah. Like I'm with friends. I'm seeing my favorite hardcore band ever.
Ah.
And why did I just do that? That makes no sense.
You killed your own vibe.
I did. I fucking vibe checked myself and found myself wanting.
You pissed in your own cereal.
I was just like, I don't know if she heard me or not, but like, I really was like contemplating turning around and say, look, I'm fucking sorry. I don't know whether. God damn it, Tom.
You dick.
Well, that story's over. Jesus Christ, Tom.
It's Elliot's fault.
No.
It's on.
You're the one fucking playing with his toys.
I didn't.
Yeah, dude, you don't let him fucking make you his
fall guy. You
realize
this is all recorded on camera,
dude,
right?
Don't let him make you the fucking fall guy, right? You're just a fucking good-ass boy doing good boy shit, and this dude's like, oh, my ineptitude is my dog's fault. Can you believe that shit? I would never fucking do that, dude. You want to come home with me?
Take him, please.
Little fucking retard. Here. Woo. So, anyway, my weekend story is ruined. So, fucking just screeching halt. Where the hell's my fucking magical notebook, dude?
Wherever you put it.
My hacktude. I already talked about DONTRELL cheesecake. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he's probably part of the MK Olsen program. That's what. Dude, I was talking to a female friend of mine a couple days ago, and she was talking about how much she loves dudes with dad bods. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. I was just making small talk with her. Wasn't really thinking anything of it. And she's like, tee-hee, don't kink shame me. And I just got super fucking angry in that moment. Because I'm like, first off, that's not a fucking kink. That's a preference.
Yeah, that's far from a kink.
Like, and if that is considered a kink, it's just like you're taking away from the people that have real kinks by saying, oh, I like guys with dad bods. It's like, oh, my kink is I like girls, that don't steal my shit. It's like, no, it's just a fucking preference. Like, kinks are like dudes who like getting shit on, girls that like getting, punched in the tits, and just shit like that.
Degraded and shit.
Yeah,
That's a kink.
Like, I'm a big fan of sloshy galashi, and for the people who don't know about sloshy galashi, it's when you pay a girl $40 to tinkle in a rain boot and you put it on and you stomp around your bedroom. It's a very fun activity. It's called sloshy galashi. But yeah, just don't kink shame. Like, it's not a kink, dude. If that's your only kink, you're boring.
Yeah, would you stop?
Like, she's probably like quiet in bed too. She probably doesn't even talk or say anything. She probably stands there.
Doesn't move. Standing up.
Leaves her socks on. Jesus Christ. Doesn't have the DC to take off her glasses. And I was like, don't kink shame me. And I was just like, so I was thinking back, like, I was getting angry, and she could tell I was getting visibly angry about it. She's like, what? It's my kink. I was like, do you want to know what my kink is? And she's like, yeah, sure. And I told her, and this is a true kink of mine that I have. And I didn't find out about it till way later in my life. I was probably 40 at the time. So, that was like 25 years ago. And I went to a wedding with this girl I was seeing. And on the way back, we were going 95 back up to Delaware. And I was getting a squeezer. I was in the passenger seat of the car getting a fucking hand job. And passenger
seat?
Yeah, I don't drive.
She did this while driving?
Yeah, dude. She was a fucking champion.
What a trooper.
She was a good Christian girl. Jesus Christ.
Soldier.
Any other fucking questions there? You fucking hater.
I had to clear it up, that's all.
You hate fat people. You hate girls.
Shut up.
You hate girls with go-getter attitudes.
Shut the fuck up. How about that?
Anyway, I'm getting a fucking squeezer. And obviously, I've been drinking nothing but red wine the entire night. And I was just... My dick wasn't functioning as it should, right? Like, it was hard barely. Like, it was like... it was al dente, you know?
Yeah.
So, she's just fucking hammering away at my little fucking slug. And we're getting closer to the toll booth to get back to, go back to Delaware and shit. And she's just starts getting angry with me. Like, yelling at me. She's like, would you hurry the fuck up and come already? We're almost at the toll booth. What the fuck? You shouldn't have had so much goddamn wine. Hurry the fuck up. My arm's getting tired. We're almost at the toll booth. Jesus. And for some reason, I bricked up harder than I've ever bricked up in my entire life and just fucking annihilated the dashboard.
Oh my God.
And so apparently my kink is I love girls that are furious at me.
Huh.
During or whatever. I don't know if it's during or just constantly. But then again, no, it can't be constant because women are constantly furious with me for some reason.
No kidding.
But yeah, it was just like, it was something I didn't know that I was super stoked about. Like,
until
just like, hurry the fuck up. What the fuck is your problem? I was like, ha ha, woo! I was just like, dude, I fucking evolved into my next Pokemon level, dude. I was just loving it. And I just... I sprayed so fucking hard, like my back cracked as I arched. I was like arced forward. I was like, oh God.
On that day, you became a war turtle.
So exactly that day, I became Blastoise, and so I always think I told her that story, and she was just like, gross. Which okay, if I told that girl story, that is kind of gross. I get it, but that's a kink.
That's a proper kink.
Not a guy with a farmer's tan and a pot belly.
Yeah,
that's not a kink.
Shut up.
That's every guy you're gonna fucking come across, pretty much.
Yeah.
If not fatter and less tan. So it's like, yeah, that's not a real fucking kink, and I hate people saying that shit's a kink. It's like, oh, I only date Asian girls. That's my kink. It's like, nah, dude. It's just your preference. A kink is if that Asian girl was like lighting you on fire while you're doing it. Which I might not like that too. Who knows? But
or calling you names.
Yeah. So you got any good kinks or what, dude?
No. I haven't discovered them yet.
If you haven't discovered them yet, they probably don't exist. It's probably like your fruit intake, just boring and bland.
Well, unfortunately for you, maybe.
You probably just sit back, hands behind your head, just like let the girl do all the work.
No way.
Don't even get her a towel afterwards.
What would you take me for some kind of animal?
Jesus Christ. She's sitting there looking like someone spilled fucking, glue on her, and you're just like, oh, towels are in the bathroom, help yourself. And you just fucking like roll over and just go straight to sleep.
No, I go straight to the bathroom. I get a towel for myself, and I bring a nice warm one back. A nice warm one back for the missus.
Is it warm because you just wiped all your fucking jizz off your chest?
No, I give her a freshie.
Oh.
Nice warm water. I
don't believe anybody that says they don't have a kink of some sort.
I just don't know it.
I don't think anybody is without some sort of kink. It might not be on the level of furious hand jobs on.
I'm sure there's something in there, but I haven't unlocked it. Maybe I'm playing at a disadvantage without knowing what it is.
Like another one I have is sweaty girls. That's another one that's great.
That's odd. Go into that.
Sweaty girls. But what more is there to go into?
You figured out you were into that?
You've never hooked up with...
I've made people sweat before. I sweat too.
For a dude that looks like me, I've done surprisingly well with the athletic women. I don't know how it works. I'm not good looking. I'm fucking extremely fat and ugly and just hard to be around. But for some reason, I guess I'm charming. But I had this one girl that I dated for like 6 months. And she would come home from the gym and she'd be sweaty as fuck, like glowing, like sweating.
Huh.
And I would just be like, yeah. And just get stoked as fuck. Smelling like a damp sock, just fucking just going to town, dude.
Huh.
And it was like sweaty to the point where they were embarrassed and like, no, let me take a shower first. And I was like, absolutely not.
I don't think I could ever get away with being like, no, at that point.
Well, what did you want me to do? Commit a crime?
I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. If she told me no, I'd be like, well, what the fuck do I do now? I can't pursue this.
J.O. while she's in the shower.
Yeah, fair.
And then if she's like, yeah, why were you J.O.? And I was going to come out and do something like, well, snooze, you lose. This is your fault, and I'll see how it has anything to do with me. I did my part. You know, if you don't believe me, look at this incredibly fucking stiff piece of cottonelle I have in my hand. So yeah, sweaty girls, furious hand jobs. Do I have any other ones?
Anger.
Yeah, it's got to be angry. Just women that have no interest in me whatsoever. For some reason, I'm just like, yeah.
Oh, it unlocks
it. Just disgusted. They're just disgusted by me and everything I do. I'm just like, yeah.
Huh.
I don't know what it is, dude. It's probably some deep-rooted shit, but oh well.
I hope I can discover something like that in myself because it's like a cheat code to being able to get off.
For a long time, I was also into face sitting, which is kind of like a pretty vanilla one, I guess.
Yeah, that's.
But
I wouldn't even call that a kink.
Face sitting, like me swiping my nose in her ass crack like a fucking ATM card, and like, or just like planting on my face until I had to tap her thigh to let me breathe.
Yeah, like suffocating shit.
Yeah. So I don't know if like it might just be like a danger thing, like I get smothered to death by an ass or pussy, or me getting a furious hand job on the interstate. I swerve into traffic and die, or fucking a sweaty chick and I slip off and, you know, tumble off the bed and break my neck. Maybe it's all just like ties back in the fact that I want to kill myself, but who knows, dude?
There's something in there.
There's got to be some there, dude. But either way, I'm coming. So that's how I hope I die. I hope I die by my own hand, but while coming.
Who wouldn't want to die like that?
I'm telling you, dude.
Who wouldn't want to die?
That's how
coming?
Mr. Miyagi died.
No.
No, of course not.
Oh,
I just put that up.
I thought Pat. What's his name?
Pat Morita's still alive, buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, he's a poser though. When you think about it, Morita, that motherfucker's Italian. He's just fucking playing off, trying to be like Asian, dude. He's really just a fucking Guido.
Well, that's how it is how Robin died. Williams.
Who the fuck is Robin?
Williams.
Oh, fuck him.
Who and David Carradine too.
Was Robin Williams ever pretend to be Asian?
Maybe.
I think that Italian.
It's definitely possible.
Because his name's Pat. He's named after St. Patrick, you know. It's a very Catholic name. There's not many Catholic Japanese men. Is there?
Is he Japanese?
No, he's Italian. I just fucking told you.
Oh
I'm just pointing out his Catholicism more than ever.
No, he's not.
Dude, Morita. He's fucking Italian, dude.
He's probably Filipino or something.
He's Italian. I guarantee you. Look it up.
I am looking it up. He is
Italian.
He's been dead for 17 years.
Yeah, because he's Italian.
You said he was alive.
That's how Italians trick you. See, people think that Italians aren't nefarious people, but they forget about a man named Benito Mussolini. But they're like, oh, he made the trains run on time. But yeah, look who he rolled with, dude. Pat Morita, secretly Italian.
I don't think so.
Yo, think about all the people tied with Happy Days that lied to us.
He's Japanese.
Think about it, dude. All the people tied to the show Happy Days lied to us. Pat Morita was on Happy Days. He's an Italian. Henry Winkler, who played Arthur Fonzarelli, is a nice Jewish boy. Not an Italian. Why would you want to be Italian? Gross. So, I think everybody on that show is a liar, dude.
Not so happy.
I'm telling. So, I'm trying to figure out what Ron Howard did. Like, what's in his past that he's lying about. Besides him fucking making a big titty daughter.
Was Ron Howard on Happy Days too?
Yeah, dude, he played fucking Richie Cunningham. Oh, I keep forgetting you're 10.
That show was from 1950.
It was not from the 50s. It was from like the 70s.
Sorry, 40s.
It was old when I was young. Like, it was off the air and shit, but it was on reruns.
It was on Nick at Night.
Yeah.
I saw an episode and a half maybe in my life.
You're lying.
I'm not.
You're lying.
Who gives a fuck about Happy Days? When you're born into the world,
the first TV shows they'd show you, like, yo, this is Sesame Street and this is Happy Days.
Well, I had to sit through things like the Lawrence Welk show at my grandparents' house.
Oh, and you're bitching at me that Happy Days is an old show?
That's fucking old.
My grandparents didn't even have a TV.
Okay.
They did. I'm just lying again.
Uh-huh.
Like I lied about Pat Morita being Italian. He's Sicilian. But, yeah, my grandparents didn't have TVs. They're both Nazi sympathizers.
Mm.
Not really, but I felt like saying it.
Where's the lie?
I don't know why. I mean, my grandmother was German, dude. Schneider, dude.
Dude, my mom too. My mom's German.
Oh, fuck. I'm not going to fucking turn my back on her then. or the rest of her coven.
To the camps.
She's going to be the most dicey sequel to Hocus Pocus ever.
Hocus Pocus 3.
Yo, it's a complete switch of
Get
topics.
on the train.
Hocus Pocus 3, get on the train. Fuck. And if you look to this here, next to this pile of glasses and shoes, is the world's biggest pile of pointed witch hats and wands and scepters. Ugh. I don't know who should be offended by that, Jewish people or witches.
Witches.
Yeah. Whatever. Fuck them. No, your mom's a good egg.
She's a good egg.
Yeah. Glenda cast a spell on me. Oh, dude. I love Glenda. Oh, a completely different topic, dude. At that show, I want to Saw a Dead Guy. There was a child there.
Oh, man.
And it brings up something we've discussed before. Children at shows. Are you for it or are you against it?
I'm big.
AKA, are you right or are you wrong?
I'm hard stance against.
I am very much against it too, but there's been several instances where I've been a hypocrite about it. Like when I first started leaving Delaware regularly to go to shows, like up in Philadelphia areas, I met a kid. His name was Timmy Walls, and he was 9 when I met him. 9.
Going to shows?
Uh-huh. He had 2 cousins, and one of his that went to shows that were like my age. And one of them was in a band called Kensington from Philadelphia, you know, really creative name. You know?
So Timmy's 9. You're going to shows. You're how old at that point? Teens?
16 or 17 maybe.
So that sounds more
I actually been going to shows maybe like 2 or 3 years in Philadelphia. So yeah, he was probably 9 when I was probably like 18 or 19 years old.
Well, that sounds more like a little brother type of situation.
He was a younger cousin of a guy who was in a band that was around at the time.
I'm talking about parents bringing children to shows. That I don't like.
That is fucking awful.
I've also been a hypocrite about it though too, because like my buddy Aaron Hurd sings for Jesus Piece.
Right.
He brings his two or I think Leo's like 2 or 3 by now with the big ass headphones on him, and I'm like, oh cool, Leo's here. But if it's anyone else's fucking baby, I'm like, why is that baby here? With their fucking headphones.
I was talking to another friend of mine about it, and he reminded me about the dude. You know who Dan Yemin is?
I don't know.
Played guitar for Lifetime and Kid Dynamite.
Okay.
He used to bring a fucking toddler to shows. Baby Bjorn with those big fucking deer hunter headphones on. And I was just like, and like, I guess the baby's like mom was there too. I was like, I don't know how to break this to you guys, but once you have a baby, one of you's going to have to take the hit and stay the fuck home with the kid when the other goes to the show.
Yeah, the show's not more important than keeping that kid okay.
Yeah. Little kids have sensitive ass ears. Shit goes a little haywire at shows sometimes, especially Philadelphia. It's like, that kid doesn't want to fucking be there. It's not processing any memories of what's going on.
Plus, kids take shits. They have to eat.
Yeah. They get cranky. They need a nap every 30 minutes, similar to me.
and you want to subject them to the goings on of a VFW hall or some venue.
Yeah, do you really think like your kid's gonna be flexing on people like later in life? It's like, I remember going to shows when I was like 8 months. And you're like, no, the kid's not gonna form memories till he's 4. It's like, stop it. Like, I don't give a shit how cool your kid is or how cute your kid is. Just, they gotta stay home. When they get to the age, I don't know, 13, 14, and they're just like, yo, I want to go see my dad's band or my mom's band, or they want to go see what their dad or mom is into and what they like to do on the weekends. That's different to me.
Well, they're making an informed decision at that point.
But in that same area, if you bring your 12, 13-year-old or whatever to the show, he doesn't get preferential treatment. He doesn't get the fucking...
No.
He does not get to be a stage potato and stand up there and just look like a fucking dumb fuck, just standing on stage with his oversized earmuffs. You know, it's just like get him the fuck out of there. If he's not holding an instrument, tuning an instrument, bringing bottled water or a towel up there, get the fuck off the stage. I don't give a shit how old you are.
That brings about a larger problem of stage potatoes anyway.
Yeah,
but if it's your kid, the kid should be standing with you somewhere in the crowd like everybody else.
Or you're just going to have to come to the realization that you're not going to be able to go to all the shows you want to go to anymore because you decided to cream pie.
Because that's life.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I pull out.
That's why.
Because I don't want to have to fucking bring my ugly ass kid to a show.
That's why I got snipped. I never even have to think about it ever again.
I mean, I get snipped, but that's the girl's problem.
Why?
But yeah, it's just, and especially when your kid's like below the age of making memories, like leave them at home. They don't need to be here.
No, they don't. They don't need to be formed at that stage.
Like no one at the show thinks you're fucking cool. No one at the show's like, yo, he's a cool dad. He brings his kids to the show. It's like, fuck. Now we got to spend the rest of the show making sure little Dingleberry doesn't get kicked in the fucking face.
Watch out for that baby.
You know, doesn't get trampled at the fucking merch table. It's like, no one wants to fuck. And like, as your friends, you're like, we got to look out for your kid too because we're not fucking animals.
It's a part of you.
So like, so now we got to fucking take a break from the fun we're trying to have so we can make sure your kid doesn't die. When all you had to do was just not come out that night. Or leave him with your parents. Leave him with your girl's parents. Leave him with the girl. Girl, leave him with the guy. Just leave the fucking kid at home until he's like ready. He or she is ready to stand in front of the stage and watch.
They're ready to make an informed decision.
They can camp out behind the merch table.
Yeah, that's
but only if you're in a band. I've been in bands a long time, and there's been a few times where my friends will bring their kids to shows. It's like, I'm just going to put it behind your merch table. I was like, does he know how to fucking make change for a 20? Then he cannot fucking sit back here. Because there's a bunch of fat dudes in my band and 2 Tupperware tubs full of shitty t-shirts. And it's like...
There's commerce going on here.
So unless he knows how to, duck and weave around fat dudes or roll a t-shirt, and he can go fuck himself.
Kick rocks, kid.
Get out of here. And you're going to feel like a fucking silly little goose when you go through all this trouble of bringing your shitty kid to a show when he's a SoundCloud rapper in 2 months. It's like, your kid's a dud. You're a dud. Leave him home.
Leave the dud kids home.
And I think bands aren't helping. Like,
how so?
It's okay, yeah. You see like these bigger bands like, yo, this goes out to the young kids. You know, there's this little fucking 8-year-old, you know? It's like, don't fucking encourage this shit.
Only old bands are doing that.
Yeah. Though. It's like, oh yeah, you're fucking stoked that this kid's here? Cool. Well, you can watch him the rest of the night. Make sure he doesn't get kicked in his eye.
Why don't you have him sit behind your merch table?
Yeah.
With your merch guy that you hired. You didn't just ask to come with you.
Or your kid, who you probably brought too. But good thing is, your kid's 30. You know, it's like, get that kid out. And like, the bands also aren't helping when they're making merch for babies.
Ugh.
Which I think is the douchiest shit in the entire world. And one of the prime examples is the fucking Misfits.
Oh,
another reason to hate that dog shit band.
One of the most heavily merchandised bands of all time.
Christ, they will fucking throw their stupid name on anything.
They're almost as bad as Kiss.
Ugh. And stop trying to be the cool fucking dad or the cool mom. Your kid's not listening to Misfits. Your kid is 3. He's watching Coco Melon and listening to fucking Baby Shark or whatever the kids are doing these days. I'm out of touch because I pull out. Stop putting fucking like band shirts on them. You're not going to convince me that your 4-year-old likes Madball.
You know what else too? I'm tired of seeing mohawks on those little fucks too.
Oh Christ!
That's a quick way to spot a bad parent is a mohawk on a kid.
Or even worse, the parents that won't cut their kids' hair.
Ugh.
Like they let their kid's hair like go down to his ass. It's like,
all long and shitty.
It's like the kid didn't make this fucking choice to have long hair. You're just lazy. It's like, even if you can still keep it long and still cut it, trim it, but when your kid looks like he's feral, for Christ's sakes, it's like, yeah, but you don't need like a fucking band shirt. Like, no one believes that your little kid's into Madball. Like, oh, this is my son, Chase. He's really into fucking Death Threat. Like, no, he's not.
That's not true.
He still fucking points at bright lights and gets happy. It's like, he's not into this shit. You're not giving any kind of fucking credibility because he's not even in school yet. So who's this showing off for? Just so people can see your Thanksgiving pictures and it's like, oh, we're all wearing, fucking Wisdom and Change shirts. Like, oof. No, dude. You're just that fucking corny parent that couldn't, put their kid in his little dinosaur sweatshirts and shit like that.
I would argue that's cooler merch than any band shirt.
I think the adults in bands should not be wearing band shirts. They should be wearing dinosaur shirts.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to see some fucking dude my age rocking a shirt that's like got, goofy fonts and graffiti logos like all the shirts I own. I want to see a kid with a guy my age with an Ankylosaurus or a Triceratops on his fucking shirt, just fucking living, vibing. Yeah, it's like, stop trying to make your kids like punk rock. Your kids aren't. You're gonna get so fucking bummed out. Like when your kid gets like to the age where he starts appreciating any kind of music and it's just like, it's just indifferent to the bands you like. Yeah. So I can't believe Joey doesn't like First Blood. It's like, fuck out of here, dude.
Oh my God, I rue the day that a kid who's raised going to shows like that finally does what you just said, where they finally become indifferent, either because it's some shit that their parents have done forever, like all kids do.
Yeah.
Or they just discover shit that they like on their own. Like, oh, I'm more of a rap kid. Or, I like hip hop.
All those fucking cool ass onesies you got him are just collecting dust because he's just like, I'm not really into that shit. That's my parents' shit. What you're really doing is ruining hardcore for that kid, because now he's going to equate it,
with being a baby.
How we look at dad rock and shit like that.
Yeah,
he's been like, hardcore metal.
That's the shit my dad listens
to. Ugh, and that's going to happen, and you're just gonna have egg on your face.
And then that kid will never discover Dead Guy.
Or they will start coming around shows like a fucking boss is like, yeah, I've been fucking listening to this shit since I was 3. My dad got me. Like, and everybody there is just like, right. Yo, we don't care. You're a fucking herb, and shut up.
Just like your father.
You're like, you're corny and you're boring, and please walk away. I don't give a shit that your dad put fucking deer hunter muffs on your ears and brought you to fucking, Hellfest in 2001. It's like, we don't care. Like, we don't give a shit. Like, no one gives a fuck, dude. And I think people need to stop doing that shit.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I know you do too. Have at least 5 friends, that A, are currently doing that, or B, will do that once they cream pie for the first time, make a child.
I think I can I'll spare it. No, I could name people off the top of my head, but I know a hell of a lot more people that I think would just stop going to shows entirely when they have children.
Oh well.
Yeah, exactly.
Boo-hoo. I mean, it's like you're bringing your kid to a show as an accessory. I think the only thing that infuriates me more is when people bring their pets to shows.
That's reprehensible.
That is just fucking awful. It's like, dude, leave your dog at home.
I love him, that dum-dum over there too much to bring him to a show.
I love my dogs. That's why I don't bring them anywhere. That's not for dogs.
Right.
It's like, dude, their hearing's like 30 times more sensitive than ours. So I'm not gonna make them have to sit through the fucking next, punch your face set. I was like, fuck out of here with that shit. It's just, I remember Iron Price. We played we played a fucking go-kart track in like and like Western Mass. It was either Western Mass or Western New York. And no, I think it was upstate New York. I think it was like around like either Albany area. And our boy Sean came out from Boston to see us play. Drove all that way.
All the way across New York.
Brought his little bull terrier with him.
Oh, man.
And then, like,
it's a cute-ass dog.
It was like a super old one that's like blind and bumping into shit.
Oh, man.
It's like, Jesus Christ. But then again, he's also like cross-eyed and bumping into shit too. But, so he brings his dog to the show. We drive. This was like a good 2-3 hour drive to get to the show to see us. And instead, he comes, like, I'm going into the venue. He's walking out. I was like, yo, kid, I can't believe they won't let me bring my fucking dog in here. I'm like, it serves food. Of course they're not going to let you bring a fucking dog in there. Why would they let you bring a dog in there?
Yeah, think with your fucking brain.
Think of all the places that you go every day that you can't bring a dog into. Did you think like a go-kart track that serves cheese fries was going to be different for some reason?
That my band is playing
just because like some herb-ass band that I'm in is playing? It's like, dude, you're a fucking chode. You're a chonger. It's like... So yeah, leave your kids at home until they're old enough to make their own decision to go. And if they say they want to go at 5, they're fucking lying. Like, I mean, fucking hell, Iron Price. Our drummer brought his kids to our first show. They stood behind the drum kit while he played.
I bet they loved that.
He says they did. I think he's lying to himself and everybody else around him. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? So, yeah, you just kept... Every time I kept turning around, because I looked at him to when the song's going to start. He does the 4 count. I see his fucking son and daughter who look like the twins from the fucking Shining just standing behind him, completely dead-faced, just like, doing a great job, father. It's just like, great. Like, this is not going to throw me off my game at all. It's like, leave your kids at home until they're old enough. And if they're in a single digits, they're not old enough.
No, absolutely not.
And leave your pets at home. Like, every time, like... Have you ever gone to like a grocery store and seen a lady just like with a dog in like the front of the cart?
It makes me fucking furious.
Yeah. Now imagine if she took to like that dog to something that had mosh parts. It's like, or like dudes in fucking like cargo sweats kickboxing. It's like, dude,
completely careless on her part.
Like this is my favorite. This is my animal whose life I'm responsible for. This is my child whose life I'm responsible for. I'm gonna bring him around a bunch of Hessian weirdos and just let him chill. Like. You should have your dog or kids taken away from you. Oh. Right, Elliot? Homework time, dude.
Mm-hmm. It is about that time, yeah.
I'll go first. Because I'm the one who talks on this podcast.
Well, every time I bring up my marshmallows, I get fucking shot in the head.
Dude, because I come with fucking heaters across the fucking board, and you're like, aren't marshmallows a silly snack?
Normal people like things like that.
No, so you can talk about it on your new Marshmallow cast coming this fucking winter. Oh, Christ. So, comedian-wise, you gave me a guy named JP McDade.
Mm-hmm.
And he's funny. Right, I like the 3 clips I saw, but there's just not enough out there for me to make a solid impression. And it's like recommending a band to somebody that only has a demo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, they're the sickest band, and you're like, yeah, but it's only 4 songs for me to go off of. What I did see clip wise and like screenshotting his own Twitter things are, yeah, it was funny, but I definitely need to see more before I can make a solid opinion on it. I need to either see him live or see a special or hear him on a pod or something. It just wasn't much to go off of.
He hasn't really... I don't think he's been on any pods that I know of. I only recommended him because I've seen him live like 3 times.
Yeah.
He's about that stage in his career when he's like starting to middle now, and I don't think he doesn't have a pod of his own. He doesn't guest on them.
Shocking.
And he's definitely not confident in himself enough to film material and like put it together a special per se. And if you don't have an hour, there's no real point in making a special.
Even that's not really an excuse anymore because people are doing like 20, 30-minute specials now.
Yeah, and some of them are really fucking good too.
Yeah.
Like Akash's, but
like if he was on like a lineup, I'd make sure to go see him.
He's absolutely worth a see, but yeah, he's really fucking funny. I like him a lot.
Which also brings me to the band you recommended, which was the record was Worn, Human Work, whatever. It's good. It reminds me a lot of this old band called Think I Care from Boston. Just like straightforward hardcore, but still just super, super, super heavy. It was a good record, but after it was over, I had a hard time remembering how the songs I just heard went. So I listened again, and it just wasn't sticking with me. Like I was enjoying it while I was listening to it, but once it was over, I had forgotten about it.
It didn't have staying power,
but it was good. I enjoyed it enough that I would make a conscious effort to go see them if ever possible. Like I'm really curious to see them in person.
They'll be back.
Yeah. Like, and I think listening to the songs too, like I listened to it like 4 times. Listen to it, I'm like, you can tell, like, it may like lack, I don't want to sound like an asshole, say lack like memorability or whatever, but I think like this would probably be the shit up front in person live. This would probably just go over completely different.
Yeah, it is.
Because there's a lot of bands out there that live, they're just a fucking machine. But recorded, it's just kind of like...
It's not memorable.
It doesn't translate as well.
Yeah, it doesn't have staying power, exactly.
But I did enjoy it when I listened to it, and yeah, I would definitely make a big effort to go see that live, just so I could appreciate it where I think it's the better way to take in that type of music.
Yeah. Next time they are around, I'll definitely make an effort to like... that we'll both go. And I'll also shout out Dan. He's a good bud.
Great. Now I feel like an asshole for saying his record wasn't that memorable.
Well, he doesn't listen to this show.
So. No one does.
Not that I know of.
No one does.
So my homework, well, I'll start with the comedian also then, KP Burke.
Yeah.
I watched Escape from Jacksonville 2 times now.
Oh.
Well, it's only 48 or 49 minutes or something, so it's very digestible. He's really, really fucking funny, and he's really tight. Like,
yeah, there's no fat.
Not a bit.
No fat.
I could tell that he's worked that hour for like a while because there was like it was like surgical.
There's no lulls,
not one.
No jokes where you're just kind of
In fact, his opening, like, even though COVID jokes are so played out now, his opening joke about COVID was really funny.
Which will refresh my memory. It
was, he said he was comparing how it was in different places. Like he compared COVID to like he compared COVID to fashion. He said, it started in Italy. They ignored it in Florida. It's always been around the major centers like New York and LA.
I do remember that bit. That was
and then he was like, but we all know it. We all know it originates from China.
That's the fucking mark of like a good comedian, is when he can take like a hack premise or an overly played premise, and still make a great joke out of it.
Yeah, that was a funny ass joke. It's like
I'll bow to a comedian now that can still make like a joke about airline food.
Yeah.
After 1984 and make it funny. Like that's when we're like, all right, you're fucking talented.
Yeah.
What's the deal with airline food? Then all of a sudden he just comes out with a heater. You're just like, All right. Okay.
I'm on fucking board.
No one's talked about this in 30 years, but all right.
The only thing that took me out of that special...
His ponytail?
No. I didn't even notice he had a ponytail. I thought he had short hair. The only thing that took me out was they had an annoying laughing guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you listen, if you know what Legion of Skanks is, definitely listen to that podcast, but there's always a person in the crowd who has the dumbest laugh you've ever heard.
He's at all their live tapings, dude.
All of them.
Fucking...
It's the worst, the worst laugh you've ever heard. And there was somebody in his crowd that they were, not only was it like a standout weird laugh, but they were very loud.
How funny is it that someone else's joy can annoy the shit out of me?
Oh, God. It made me sick.
You're just like sitting there just like, man, I'm laughing, I'm smiling, I'm feeling good.
And then you hear...
I wish that mother...
And you're like, fuck.
Like, I wish that person would fall down every set of stairs he encounters in his life.
I wish he'd fall down and then back up.
Oh, my God. It's like, Jesus Christ. I forget... Oh, it was... There was an old comedian... He's still around, but his name's Dana Gould. Do you know who I'm talking about? He had this, like, he was like some of the first specials that I fell in love with, that I fell in love with because I picked it, not because my dad played it for me and shit like that. And he had one where this one person was in the crowd laughing, and the laugh was,
oh my God.
It sounded like a mix between like somebody with cerebral palsy and Goofy. And it was just like,
sure,
yeah, pretty much. It was pretty much, dude. You pretty much nailed it. And like, you could see him. He kind of flicks his eyes to that side. Is like, and he kind of looks at his face. He's like, is this a real laugh? Or is this motherfucker mocking me? And just like the whole, but like the person would hit it on the right punchline. So you know it's not the person being a smartass. You're like, that's someone's actual fucking laugh.
Was this in a club or like a theater?
It was a club, like a bigger club, but a club. Yeah. Like Trocadero size type place. But it was just
that's a theater, bruh.
Barely. But yeah, it was just like the fucking special was great. I loved it, but it's just like that one person's laugh, like
it takes you out of it.
Because first you're laughing at the joke, and then you're laughing at
but then it gets to a point where all I hear is the laugh.
Also, no matter what the joke is, you just brace yourself waiting for the guffaw to come over.
The fucking...
And just fucking, take the wind out of your goddamn sails.
Somebody's choking a fucking pelican.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh. Meanwhile, I'm trying to enjoy this special,
It makes me appreciate comedians more that they can fucking just plow through their set and not address it or just overlook it completely. I'm like, all right, that takes something.
Dude, I got most of the way through that special a second time, and he didn't even blink. Yeah. He just kept going.
Yeah.
So shout out to KP Burke for that. The special is called Escape from Jacksonville, which is hilarious because that's what everybody in Jacksonville should do is escape.
Fucking every city in Florida. It's on YouTube if anybody finds have 45 minutes to get a good chuckle in.
Oh. The other only thing that I didn't like that was a choice of his, there was a long ass drawn out artsy intro.
Yeah. I like intros, but some intros are just, I don't really remember his that much. But you know what intro I'm fucking tired of? Is the comedian in the green room and then them walking through the restaurant area, shaking hands, high-fiving, dabbing up people.
Yeah.
And then finally going out to the stage. I'm like...
That's the airplane food of intros.
Yeah, it's like, stop it already. We get it. You're a man of the people. Like, stop.
Yeah, you're walking through the trenches.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's like, all right,
whatever.
Dude.
I mean, his wasn't much better. He's like leaning against a wall looking cool. Does some walking and shit.
No one really has like...
It was too long.
There's not many like super creative intros anymore.
I think... my favorite way is just to go right into it.
Yeah.
Like just name.
Yeah.
And then it just
ladies and gentlemen, this person.
Exactly.
And then that person comes out and does their shit and then fucks off.
Yeah.
I could do without the post-credit shit too. Like them hanging out afterwards.
That I can live with as the credits roll because it's over.
Right.
So,
just let me turn it off. Like, let me turn it off. I don't want to watch your credits.
No, you can also just turn it off.
I don't care about your special thanks. Like I don't care that you appreciate your mom.
like Bill Burr's credits. It was just him walking down the venue, like out.
Yeah.
And all the good thank yous and stuff were on the screen. Anyway, no, that was the comedic side of my homework this week. And the album I was given was Cadaveric Incubator.
Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
I was saying Cadaveric, but I really don't know. That's the fun part about some of these death metal bands. I have no fucking clue how to pronounce these names.
Sermons of the something.
The Devouring Dead.
That's right.
Yeah.
I loved the register in which he sings at, like the growl that he gets. The riffs were fucking great, and the bass tone was fucking chef's kiss. It was perfect. I thought musically it's like a little busy for what I like.
Okay.
Like it's really blasty and like the really technical, like the really technical blast heavy shit. I only really like from like the greats who do it.
Okay.
Maybe that's kind of a jaded perspective to have.
No,
because
I don't.
If it's done well, I should listen to it.
I don't really like overly technical music when it comes to metal either, unless it's done extremely well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's got to be like a perfect storm to come together like that. And
Incubators was good.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like it didn't blow my skirt up either. I was like, I said, well, it's very good. It's not great, but it's very good.
Right.
And that song, The Covenant of Gore, is sick. Mm-hmm. And like you said, when the guitar player was about to rip a lead, he goes, guitar. It was sick.
I'm just glad you caught that part.
I sure did.
Oh, God. The first time that hit me, I was just like, oh, hell yeah.
Exactly.
Like, let's go.
Exactly.
I love when bands of any genre do stage shit in a studio, if you don't understand what I'm saying.
Like some kind of interaction, but it's into a microphone in the studio.
Like, it can either be fucking awesome or really just cheese dick. But for some reason, I like it when they did it. Like,
oh, you mean like gang vocals?
Well, gang vocals are fine. Like, I have no problem with gang vocals. But I bring this band up way too much, but I don't give a fuck. I love them. 25 to Life, you know. Actually, I don't know if it was the singer did it on a 25 to Life record or the Come and Correct record. But he was just like, everybody sing along or some shit on a record. And I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to? The producer? Like your bandmates?
The producer's sitting behind a soundboard with a grimace, usually.
And it was fucking funny because it was, I remember, it was Come and Correct. It was like a cover of a 7-second song, Young Till I Die. You know, the one everybody fucking covers, and that song's stupid. But it's like, everybody! I'm like, who are you talking to? like, are you, like, I really hope I'm fucking wrong as shit, and he just looks through, like, the booth, and, like, the producer's just fucking just going ape shit over in front of his boards, you know? And, like, also, like, people have wandered in from the streets of, like, into the studio, and they're just like, yeah! But it's like, I just love it when people do stage shit, and, like, on a record. It's like, what are you doing? It's like... It's like if some like corny rock band was like, everybody clap your hands. It's like, who?
Me in my car listening to this?
You mean the two guys that are in the booth recording the clap noises? Like, get out of here, dude. But, this shit fucking cracks me up. What do you got for me?
Homework-wise?
Yeah.
All right, what do I got for you?
My ass bone hurts, dude.
Let's see. Comedy-wise, I want you to check out and report back on Kiry Shabazz.
Oh, the guy we talked about the other day?
Yeah, I think so.
I've actually seen him.
You seen him live?
No, he was on a show called The Ringers. It was a show...
Bill Burr's thing.
Yeah. I saw his set on there, and I enjoyed it immensely. And if you want me to go listen to it again... I have no problem doing that.
Well, he has a full-on Don't Tell comedy special on YouTube.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That's what he's wearing like a blue hoodie and like glasses.
Okay.
That he's posted clips from that special before, and they fucking kill me. I want to see him live.
What's it called?
I just know that his name is Kiry Shabazz, and it's just called Don't Tell Comedy. Like, that's what the channel's called. I don't think it has a name. I think it's just his name, because it's not long.
It's kind of ballsy. Just like, I'm not gonna name my fucking special. Go fuck yourself.
Well, it was one of a couple. I don't think it was the Ringers special. I think it was one after that.
Now the Ringers thing was only maybe like a 10-15 minute set.
Okay, this was like, I think he's got like a 20 something. I think.
Yeah, he's fucking good. But yeah, if he's got like a new special, I'll definitely go fucking watch that shit.
Yeah, and music wise, I have a 7-inch. It's really.
I heard it's bigger than that, baby boy. But boy,
it's really easy to get through because it's only like 8 minutes long.
You're doing it to me again, dude.
What?
Giving me people someone with like short, like you did with McDade. All right, fucking lay it on me. I'll just quit poo-pooing before I hear it.
It's a perfect 7-inch. No remorse, no tolerance by No Tolerance.
Again, I own it.
Well, I didn't know that until right now, this moment.
Son of a bitch. But you know what? I haven't listened to it in many.
You know what? In that case, then I'll do you one better.
Okay.
Listen to their newer LP.
Okay, and it is called.
Let me find it.
Or you can text it to me later.
I could do that. It is called "You Walk Alone."
Oh,
from 2015.
Oh,
although it's an LP, just listen to it.
Right.
And then you can report.
Why wouldn't I? I'm just saying it like I wouldn't listen to an LP.
Well, short attention span, like me.
Silly.
Well, then again, the Warren record is an LP, and you listen to that a couple times. So there you go. There you go, me.
I give everything a fucking chance. I'm not gonna be a fucking asshole and be like, hey, if you thought enough of the record to say I want to recommend. I think there's no bigger fucking insult than when you're talking to somebody like you're friends with, right? And like especially someone that like you've previously musically clicked with, or like you've clicked with them on like your taste in movies, comedy, books, or whatever. And if say like, you know, I go to a friend of mine who we both love the same type of books, and they're like, yo, I don't have any books to read. I was like, yo, check this book out. It's great. You'll love it. I think if they like just don't do that, for some weird reason I get offended. Or if I think highly enough of a band or a record, like I know this person will like, and I'm like, yo, you've got to listen to this.
This is right up your alley.
If you trust my opinion, which like you have many times before, and then they just completely just don't listen to it at all or even give it a second thought, I get fucking mad about that shit. I don't know why. And I also get almost equally as just, it makes no sense. I'm a crazy person. That when someone will find a band that they know I would like and enjoy, and they don't tell me about it. And then I go and find out about it on my own. I'm like, yo, I just heard this band. Like, oh yeah, I've known about that band for 5 years. I'm like, why the fuck didn't you tell me about it? You know? It's like, yo, Dennis, I found this place, you know, that mixes all different kinds of ice cream flavors together. And you look at me as a big fat fuck, and you're just like, oh yeah, I've known about that place for years. Like, why the fuck wouldn't you tell me about that? You know, if I found like some store that, you know, sold underwear just for big dick dudes, and I was like, yo, Tom, there's this fucking big dick dude underwear store down the street. Like, yeah, like it's kind of like you have a duty to do that.
Duty.
If somebody like agrees with you on like, if you're like 100% on length with them when it comes to music, books, movies, or what have you, and you like go think like, man, I really got to tell person X about this album or this film, and then you go and you're like, dude, you really, really got to check this out, and you hammer it home that, you know, this is a great thing and you'll love it, and they're just like, whatever, and just kind of, yeah, I get fucking annoyed.
Yeah, I hate when people don't take a good suggestion seriously.
So when someone like thinks enough of a record or a special or a movie and says it to me, hi Elliot. I even if it's something I think in my head that I won't like, I'm like, you know what though? My friend thinks enough of this fucking record to tell me about it. I'm gonna be respectful and give it an honest listen.
Well, then also, if it does stink, you have the ammunition to be like, this stinks and here's why.
Oh, if it stinks, I will tell you it stinks.
No kidding.
But luckily, you've done well so far.
Good.
Well, you're half and half on that Mooner record. Oh, I did get someone else, a friend of mine, he was like, yo, that Mooner record your boy was talking about on the pod is really fucking good. And I was like,
look at that.
And I was like, yep. And I told him the same thing. I was like, yeah, half of it's cool, half of it I'm not really into. He's like, nah, I liked all of it. And I was like, all right, fucking mission accomplished.
There you go.
Mission fucking accomplished. What do I have for you?
We're out here changing lives, apparently.
I just like to turn on people to new music, new comedy.
Yeah, people need to broaden their fucking horizons.
If we had like 5 more hours, I'd tell people about books and shit too. I love doing that stuff. But, you know, let's keep it concise. Comedy-wise, it's a special I think you're going to watch eventually anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a dude like I love this dude. He's like one of my fucking favorites currently. And it's Phil Hanley. And his new special is called Ooh La La.
The one that just came out last week?
Yes.
2 weeks ago, sorry.
And it's on YouTube. It's like a 45 minute special. Man. And dude, if you love his clips, you're gonna love it. Obviously,
I do love his clips.
But he does it like a lot of like my comedians I like that are out now. That like they're don't get me wrong, people are funny, but they're not doing anything trailblazing or out of pocket. And Phil's not really doing anything like earth shattering, but he's a lot different than most of the people that are out now. Like his delivery, his material, you know, it's a change from the usual stuff that I listen to.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago he was promoting that was about to come out on We Might Be Drunk, and that's when I was like, oh, he's different because he's Canadian.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Canadians are always a little different.
You can tell when he says like sorry and shit like that. I don't hold it against him. For some reason, I'm one of the only people that doesn't hate Canadians.
I don't mind them.
Because I save all that anger for Italians. But yeah, Phil Hanley, Ooh La La. It's on YouTube. It's about 45 minutes. It's a digestible one. You don't have to put too much time into it. It's good. It's actually, I love it a lot. But I also am biased because he was one of my favorites starting out before that. So someone else, you know, can go give it a listen and give it like, you know, a fresh perspective. Records-wise, you may have heard of this band. They weren't around long. They're from up Boston area. They're called New Lows.
Ooh.
Oh, you already know.
Are you going to recommend me Harvest of the Carcass right now?
Well, I was.
Oh, man. What a good fucking record.
Well, I was. All right.
That's a good-ass record.
See, I've also been keeping backups in case you already knew the record.
Now, just for fun, I'll listen to it another good 2-3 times and report on it.
Or just listen to the song Plaguelands and just fucking headbang into oblivion. But here's another one. It's an older record.
Do you mind?
Jesus Christ, dude.
He's
bad enough keeping him fucking focused. And now you're falling asleep on me? Ellie, you're switching with my boy, dude. Anyway, check this band out. The band's called The Swarm from Canada. Mm-hmm. And the record is called Parasitic Skies.
Big time t-shirt band.
Warranted, though.
I see, okay, fair. I see a ton of Swarm t-shirts anymore, and I don't know anyone who's ever talked about them.
I'm also one of those people that if I see a band merch on every single person at a show, I'm like, that band sucks. And not even listen to them. I'll just be like, that band sucks. Because I'll just get annoyed that everybody has the same shirt on.
What, like Gulch or something?
There was a band in the 90s called Vision from New Jersey. Mm-hmm. They're not bad.
I've seen them.
They're not the greatest thing in the world, but they're not bad. Everybody at every show between, I'd say, 1997 and 1999 had this blue Vision basketball jersey. It's like they gave them out free with like boxes of cereal at the fucking supermarket.
Yeah, I picture the gray shirt with a blue logo.
And everybody had it. And I was just like, I'm never going to listen to this because everybody in the world is like fucking forced. I feel like they're forcing it on me with their shirt choices, and I never listened to that band. But luckily, they're not that great anyway, so I wasn't really missing anything.
Yeah, they weren't my thing. I think I seen them twice.
The Swarm is fucking fantastic. It's ex-members of I don't know if you're ever familiar with Left 4 Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And they went on to a couple other great bands. What the fuck was that singer's band after that?
I covered a Left 4 Dead song before.
Yeah, so this is Left 4 Dead, but with way more metal.
Okay.
And it's one of the few records where there's no stinkers. Like, even bands I love have records, at least with one song or two songs, you're like, you could have left that the fuck on the cutting room floor. Whole record's fucking great, dude. And it's just all across the board. It's, like, any fan of, like, heavy punk or hardcore would fucking love it. And it's, The Swarm, Parasitic Skies. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was my backup, in case you had already heard something I brought to the table. But people should still listen to New Low's Harvest the Carcass.
It's a banger record, too.
It is has one of the most ridiculous drum sounds.
Yeah.
It sounds like artillery fire.
It's so cool.
And
you ever seen them?
No. I never got a chance to see them.
I seen them only once, though.
I don't think they were really around long enough.
They barely played around here.
Which bums me out when bands that good just they don't get to show the world what they're fucking doing.
A lot of those like the Boston bands of that scene didn't play a lot either, like Mind Eraser.
Mind Eraser was great.
Fucking love Mind Eraser.
I think everybody in that band was also in other bands that were doing a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. And it sucks because you're like, I remember one of the dudes in Mind Eraser was in Righteous Jams, which was a band I think stinks. I think they're really bad. And then I would just get angry. I was like, man, we could be getting like more Mind Eraser shows, but fucking Righteous Jams is touring or playing this. I'm like, why couldn't we get more fucking Mind Eraser gigs and shit like that? And yeah, that kind of shit bums me out too.
Well, you can spit in the air in Boston and it'll land on a good DFJ band. So that makes sense.
It's true.
Well, anyway, yeah, Parasitic Skies it is.
Yeah. Like, thanks for listening. Rate it, thumbs up it, comment on it, talk about how Tom's a fucking weirdo who likes boring fruit, how my tits are huge, and how the only entertaining part of this podcast is the dog breathing in the background. Next week, we're going to have a guest, special guest. Special is the operative word. And he's a spectrum hugger. Hit that fucking outro music.